Welcome to the Shaping Portsmouth podcast. Shaping Portsmouth is a collaboration of key Portsmouth businesses, transforming Portsmouth together.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Shaping Portsmouth podcast. This week we've got some very exciting guests. We have from Victorious Festival, Tiff and Shola.
Hi Steff.
Hello.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah,
Welcome, you're very welcome. So you guys, you both work for the production team at Victorious?
Yep, so we're operations.
Yeah.
So ops for Victorious Festival. So I am head of operations. So I book all the infrastructure and run all things logistically on site. And Shola works with me on this team.
So I do traffic management and help with accommodation and overlook our campsite kind of planning a little bit as well.
Great, cool. How's it all going this year so far?
Yeah, it's going really well this year. Weather's cracking at the moment, so everyone's happy
Yeah.
in the office because things are looking good. We've been working on some few changes due to some site stuff. We'll talk about that in a bit. But other than that, everyone's really looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
Good. I guess it gets easier each year a little bit. It's been going a while now, hasn't it?
Yes, a little bit easier, but there's always new
things
that arise and challenges every year. But that keeps you on your toes, so that's good.
Good.
But yeah, we're in our fifth. Hold on, double check the years on that.
I want to say 2013 was the first.
2013, I think it is. I'll have it here.
Over our archive.
Yeah, I'm going for the archives. It won't open. Yeah, I think it's 2014 was first year on the Common.
The Common, yeah. So so it started from Jubilee celebrations in 2012, didn't it?
So I think it was a knock on from that, and then so it was in the dockyard, and it was 15,000 people a day.
Wow.
I think it was £15 a ticket. And then obviously we outgrew the dockyard very quickly. I think we were only there for a year officially, and then it was on to Castle Stage and the bandstand and a little bit of the skate park field, if that's what you call it. So we were there until 2015, 2016. And then we moved on to the whole Common, I believe.
Of course, you forget that the Common stage wasn't there at the very beginning.
It wasn't the initial, no. And then obviously it was just the 2 days, just Saturday and Sunday to begin with. And then it was Friday night.
Yeah.
And Friday night, half the site.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, the full site.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely went in steps. It wasn't just bam.
So just as it's getting easier, you add a new...
Well, yeah, exactly. We go, right, what else can we do this year to make it more difficult to plan, or to make, to keep you in a job, give me something to do. And then it was 3 full days. So.
Yeah, because I think it was turning 3 full days just as I started freelancing about 5 years ago for you guys.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that was so then much bigger, and then obviously last year we then made the site bigger, so we got rid of the car park.
Yeah.
So we've moved out of the city for a number of reasons. Take all the cars out of the city and free up the roads, and also all the emissions, but also to make the Common Arena just a bit of a nicer space for everybody. It just felt like it would be we have a lot of families, and people like to bring picnic blankets and sit down, so we just thought it was a bit nicer to give everyone a bit more space in that arena, so you can watch it standing back. You don't have to be like in the thick of the crowd. You can stand back, watch the screens, have a bit of space and enjoy it, and still not right at the front.
Not be in the mosh pit.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I remember walking through there last year and thinking, this
bigger.
is different.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was, but
just push the stage back. I think it was a good maybe 100 metres or so.
Yeah.
But we're a bit worried that it was going to be a bit too far away for people to walk from one stage to another, but it was really well received.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah, it felt like a lot easier to walk around. The flow of the site was better. So we're learning every year as well, which is so that's another thing. Like once you learn something new, you're like, right, how do we implement that? What works? What were the good things that we heard back from the public? What did everyone enjoy? What did they not enjoy? How do we make it better for everybody coming? Really, and that's the aim of it.
Yeah, and it kind of becomes like a win-win situation, doesn't it? Because we by removing the car park, it helps us make a better step towards our sustainability. So you can have the clean air of Portsmouth, and then we get more land for customers. So
Yeah.
like the site becomes bigger, so it's more enjoyable, and everyone has a bit more room to play around with. So yeah, it was kind of a bit of a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You're never sure how when change is going to be received, but we've been lucky.
Yeah.
Everybody's really.
'Cause I think everyone gets behind it as a, everyone's quite proud
I
of
feel
it.
like it's like the People's Festival.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a proper festival.
Yeah.
It's not,
No, it's like it's a big one.
it's one of the UK's biggest
Yeah.
festivals. It's amazing that it's on our doorstep here.
Yeah, and we're all Pompey residents and
Yeah.
have been for a long time. So
Yeah.
it's our hometown too.
Yeah.
So it's important to us that we do things right and rectify any problems if they do occur. And we work with the local community and the local businesses to make sure that everyone can benefit from all these people coming into the city.
Yeah, there's a lot of love
Yeah.
that goes into it, and that's very clear.
Thanks, Steff.
So, Tiff, you kind of alluded to the fact you've been there since very early on. How did you come into this role? What was your career path?
So when I was younger, I studied theatre and choreography, and then I left university and didn't really pursue anything in that era, and just kind of ended up in like office job after office job, and couldn't really settle, just basic customer service stuff. And then I've always had like a bit of a part-time bar job, always on the side, and working in the hospitality industry. And then I started to work for James Rules and his businesses, and I was managing the Little Johnny Russells. And then they obviously then took on and they started to do Victorious. And then so from there, I started to manage the bars at Victorious. So I stepped into like the festival world managing the bars. And then I was like always watching everything else, and I was in the office seeing everybody do everything. And I was like, oh, that looks fun. Like all the other bits and bobs, like the logistics of it and planning and ordering and booking. And I think I was just made myself indispensable. I was like, I'll help with that. I'll help with this. I'll cut those stickers out. I'll stay after work and do that. So eventually I was like, oh, can you come down and help with this? Can you come down? And then slowly they were like, I was in the office just there. And then they said, would you want to come and work in the office full time? And you're like, what, me? And then that's when I kind of took on, and I worked under Terry, and I was just kind of assistant. And after running the bars, I went and did the kids area. So like booking all the kids area stuff in, which is really fun because you get to pick things that you'd want to play with, but you're too old to do now. So you can, and then that's quite community based as well. So you get to know a lot of the local communities because they come and have a presence, and we're always looking for people to come along and present themselves and do activities in the kids area. So that was really fun. And alongside that, I was then also doing concessions. So I learned like the concessions part of it. So I'd book all the concessions in and cite them on site, and I'd learn about like all the documentation they needed, like all the insurances, the EHO stuff. And then from there, I started to work on for the ops teams, then looking at the staging and making sure that was all booked right, and fencing and learning how to map it all out. So I really just kind of did get my teeth into every little aspect of it. And then eventually I started to do more ops stuff. So learning about what you need on site to run it safely, like your medical teams, the police levels, your security, all your procedures you have to put into place to make sure everyone's kept safe on site. And then if there's any issues that arise, what you need to do, your emergency plans, how you work alongside all your emergency services. It's like, so I used to think of it as like a giant pub. So, because I'd come from running a pub and you have to do all of that there, but it's like on such a smaller scale. So I really think like my hospitality background really lended me into going into Victorious. It's like running a big pub that was actually a big town, but you have to think about all the same things. And then eventually, they all got really busy and needed more people to come on board. So Shola came onto the team, but in different aspects. But I'll let Shola tell you that.
Yeah, my background was weird. I was born and bred in Pompey, like pretty much all of our team. And I left when I was 19. I went and did fashion production, worked there in the fashion industry for like 14 years. And then COVID hit, and it kind of dried up a little bit, the industry. It was really hard. Brexit made it quite harder for my job as well. But I was producing kind of big photo shoots and working in photography studios and working for some really good high street brands. And again, like similar to Tiff, I think you take all those skill sets and actually they're so transferable into something like a festival where you need to be working kind of all hours and really get your teeth into kind of like everything on set or on site. And yes, when COVID dried up, I was stuck in London with kind of barely any work, and a friend of ours who also works at the festival, who's on concessions now, who kind of, you know, learnt under Tiff. She was going on maternity leave, and she just asked me if I wanted to come and help her on some of the concession stuff with her kind of assistant, who's now kind of working her way up through concessions as well. And so I just jumped on and just helped when I could, because I kind of always said to her, man, I would love to get involved in Victorious. This is a great thing for the city, and like, you know, anything I can get, let me know. Like, I'd love to come and join you guys. So I did that first year back after COVID, because that was a bit of a tight one for you guys, wasn't it? You only had a couple of months to plan it.
Yeah, it was touch and go for such a long time because we didn't know if the event was going to happen. So we had to have like a skeleton ready to go, and then if it was like yes, it was like right, green light, book everything, go. I think we pulled it together in about 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't risk
booking
everything
it
and losing it, and then or
Yeah.
it being cancelled. So it was very much a skeleton idea of what we're going to do, and then
Yeah.
go.
I mean, you all looked so gracious doing it. I wouldn't have even thought you were any oaks out, because I was kind of. You know,
I think we were also, everyone was so happy to do an event.
Yeah,
Everyone was hungry for
I
it.
think even the
Everyone
custom, the
everyone
customers
worked
were
really
happy, weren't they?
hard to put it on, and it was one of the hardest things that we've done, because there's so many parameters that we had to follow that were new, and also we weren't sure if everyone was doing the right thing. You know, should we have an event? Shouldn't we have an event?
Yeah.
I
benefit-
guess there's the moral question.
Yeah,
don't
the
there, as
benefits
well.
of it in some way, but then there was, well, what if it was a bad idea the other way? But you know, someone had to do it, so
Yeah.
I'm glad we did.
It's like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. Like I loved it. I think it was that kind of like I think we all do is kind of thrive in that environment where when the pressure's on,
Yeah.
we kind of all just step up, and I really like those kind of like scenarios. So it was great, and like did the first year, and then I moved back to Portsmouth, and I kind of got into events work elsewhere, so I was kind of freelancing in the events world in general. I came back for a second year on concessions again, and helped those guys with that, and then kind of always wanted to get in with you guys, but there was like never, with Victorious, there was never really an opening for me. Concessions was kind of like they had their team, and you had your team on ops, and I was kind of like, I want to get in. How do I get in? And then about 3 years.
3 years ago.
3 years. This is my third year now. My third year full time, and but so about 3 years ago,
Had an opening,
yeah.
didn't we? I like where operations is such a big, broad like spectrum of things. I needed somebody to like come and help manage on the traffic side of things, and traffic takes up a lot of time. I'm sure everybody knows in Portsmouth traffic is a daily grind.
Yeah.
So spoke to Shola about it to see if she would like to take it on full time and really dedicate herself to that role, to make sure that we had given it a full person and not just me casting my eyes over it, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think because being from Portsmouth, I kind of understand.
Yeah. We'd had traffic managers in the
Yeah.
past, and they'd never been from Portsmouth. I just don't think they understood the gravitas of how important it is to get the traffic right in this city, because it can
It's-
ruin.
yeah.
It can
I
ruin.
mean, it's an island with 3 exits.
Yeah.
actually, isn't
Yeah.
it? So it's not.
So I guess you never really thought you'd be coming to a world and managing traffic.
No, I don't, and it's funny because I think people say to me like, you worked in the fashion industry and now you're in traffic management, and I'm like, this is probably the happiest I've ever been in any of my jobs. So I do think that like it doesn't necessarily matter like what you've done before, if you can transfer skills into like any area. It's
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
it's
And then-
benefited me in so many ways.
I guess that's it with it. It's like, you know, your analogy was a big pub, but it's
Yeah.
almost like a small town. That
Yeah,
You're the
The cogs.
civil engineers
Yeah.
and the whatever else that goes
I
on.
think as well, like going back to what Tiff said about community, and I think that's why, you know, Portsmouth essentially is at the heart of what we do, because it's not just, well, I only care about the roads around the festival.
It's
I care about the
wider.
roads further down the line,
Yeah.
towards the end of the city. That how's it going to affect the Eastern Road?
The
How's it going to?
knock-on.
How is the knock-on effect that we have, and that ripple effect throughout
Yeah, we
everywhere?
are
And if we
fully
can,
aware of it,
yeah,
and we don't-
like we are fully aware, yeah.
And we understand that it can affect everything. So let's make sure there's minimal impact,
yeah,
but maximum maximum
enjoyment,
enjoyment.
yeah,
Yeah.
from everyone, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always been that community spirit with you guys, and I know we're Shaping Portsmouth and us and Portsmouth Creates and Portsmouth City Council and Pride have all kindly been invited back to take part in the City Alliance this year, which is really brings together our organisations and like-minded people to make efforts towards community projects, social value projects throughout the city, and it's a really good place for like-minded organisations to come together, network, have a bit of a laugh together, and also get some projects done out of it. I mean, I know Pride. We had UK Pride in Portsmouth this year, and they got so much out of it.
It was incredible.
Yeah, it was great.
From a lot of that was born out of contacts they made at Victorious. And,
we love working with the Pride guys, and it's such a great event. And this year they did such a wonderful job. It's really nice to be able to support them like throughout the year as well. You know, we've emailing, and then also just the lads on site, and they're building it. It's nice to be part of it as well. Yeah.
Oh, and the Hive as well. The Hive are meeting with us again this year. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we can't thank you guys enough really for involving us and all that. So you were talking about the post COVID challenges there, but also the whole site is very, very close to the new seafront defences, which must have been playing havoc with some of your plans over the last few years.
Yes, not havoc. They've been challenging, as in we had to rethink some things.
Yeah.
But we get on really well with the guys over at the Sea Defences, and we're in communications all the time. So we'll meet up for the year, we'll find out what they're doing, how it'll affect our site, and then how we can change to make sure that we still happen, and obviously that they continue to work. Because it is, I mean, I don't know if you've been down, what they've done already is pretty spectacular.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's raised the bar down.
100%. You think, I don't know about you, but I've like sat on the other side of the castle in the sun and just gone, I could literally, not that you wouldn't want to be anywhere else, but when it gives you that holiday vibes.
Yeah. But I always think, with the big stone defences they got there, like, am I in like northern Portugal or something like that?
And the colour of it.
Yeah.
So that's, but when they take away some of the land, we have to then really think about what we're going to do to make sure that it doesn't affect us for capacity wise and stage wise, or where we're going to reprogram stuff, where we're going to put things in, take things away so people don't miss it. But obviously these things will come back eventually, and we just have to work with them to make sure that it's not damaging to either of us. But really, it's been. Easy, but no, it's been a good working process.
I think that's the working relationship is easy, isn't it?
It's not been hard.
It's trying to do a site where essentially like one side of a festival is just against a hoarding, and you can't, and like especially what you're saying, like with entrances and exits and making sure emergency exits aren't compromised and things like that. I think that's the only challenging part, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to make sure that
it's quite
there's
fun,
access
like having the reshaker.
Yeah.
Like, because I have to really use my brain again. Because obviously you could just do the same thing over and over again. But then there's like, right, okay, that's moved, so I can't put that there anymore. So I need to move this over here. It's like moving a new puzzle around to make sure it all fits in. Because you've got the pieces.
Yeah.
You know what everything is.
It's like a Tetris.
You know how big your tents are going to be. But now the landscape has changed. So like, where do these now fit? So that the flow works for people, so there's enough toilets still, so you haven't got to walk too far to that bar or too far.
Probably impacts deliveries and all kinds of things like that.
Like actually on that entrance, and make sure that you've still got all your blue routes in, so you've still got your emergency accesses in. And it's obviously it changes from one field to the next. So now we've got the bandstand back. I'm like, oh, that can all just happen as usual, but now this part has to change. But it's quite like it's fun in that what's the word I'm looking for?
Like. That challenge part of it is fun, isn't it? Yeah.
But we don't think it's seen as a negative thing at all. Like we think the impact is for the city when they're finished will be brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's a labour of love more than anything, working on it and making sure that it all goes. And then I get to redesign it all again when it's finished.
Open,
So if we see anything that's not worked, we'll go, ooh, let's put this here instead this year, or that there.
It's a real positive spin on it. That it's a exciting challenge, and
definitely. And like I said, working with them it's been easy, and it's really important that we do it for the city. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's great as well because they give timescales and they are pretty much like
to it.
They're
on it.
Like,
especially
I think that's
a lot of the work is tidal.
Yeah.
So you have to work with the sea.
Yeah.
So and the weather.
Yeah.
And we know what that's like.
Yeah.
So anybody that has to work alongside the ocean and the wind.
Yeah. But it's lovely seeing it all reopen.
Yeah.
Like the bits that have reopened, it's really lovely. And then we get to enjoy those areas again, like you said, like with the castle.
Yeah, and eventually they'll
everything
be
like that.
incorporated in.
Yeah, I think it's a massive insight into the variety of stuff you have to deal with and the different careers and whatnot that
I think
are
people.
available in
Yeah.
this
Oh,
industry.
I think people just think sometimes, it's a festival, how much work can go into it, and actually, like,
there's so many
much
different
planning.
so many
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
jobs as well that lend their hand or you don't realise. But like, traffic management, there's a whole traffic management team, there's traffic management companies that you work with. I mean, even like if you want to be an accountant, you can be an accountant for a festival.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different areas.
Yeah, and we're all really. I mean, I'm not. My maths isn't great. I'm not going to do the accountancy side anytime soon. But we're also like hands-on. I think, like within our team, like we're not afraid. Like if something needs doing, someone will do it. We are quite,
Definitely.
we
It's
do-
teamwork. Isn't
Yeah,
it
it is just teamwork with us. We, if someone needs help, we're all gonna be there. So yeah.
Is that called swarming in technical terms? I think that's
Is it?
something like
We're
that.
bees. We're little worker bees.
In corporate terms, a swarming technique. I'm pretty sure
Swarming
that's what it's
technique. I
called.
have to look into that. Guys, let's swarm.
Yeah.
So, few weeks out at time of recording. What's going on this year? How's it going?
It's good. So say a few weeks out, we're literally putting the stages up as we speak, which is exciting. We've got some real big acts this year, which is really exciting. Kings of Leon, big American acts coming in, Queens of the Stone Age. So we're really looking forward to them. And then also it's not just the big acts that are like exciting and coming this year.
Yeah, I mean we've done this really. I mean, I think it's third year in a row now. The great initiative we've got called Road to Victorious. It's been fantastic. I think the kind of opportunity it's given. Our winner this year, Mackenzie, she's just finished her second weekend of the kind of festival circuit that is part of the package. Yeah.
Why not in Kendal?
Yeah, she does Why Not at Kendal, truck and tram lines, and the big final will be her main stage Victorious set. So
So this is an act that you showcase. A
Yeah.
local act that
So-
you showcase.
it's a kind of public vote from local bands within Portsmouth. It went through social media, so they did a lot of sharing. Kind of it went to public vote, and then we did a night out at the Wedgwood Rooms where they all performed and family and friends all came, and then we announced the winner. So we were kind of there was voting on the night. You had like ballot box. It was that kind of last push for them to do their voting. But along with their kind of like social push and our voting system, and
then the prize is Victorious takes the band or the act on tour. So we set them up with a tour bus, we set them up with roadies,
like
photography, sound,
yeah.
and then they get to tour to a couple of 5 other festivals across the country. So they'll do truck and tram lines one weekend in the tour bus, which is very swish.
It's very
nice.
Nice one.
I'd definitely go on that. And then they come back, recharge, and then last weekend gone, they were up at Why Not in Kendal up north, and then next week, and then they come back down, and then they finish at Victoria. So it gives them like a bit of an understanding, like in the industry, what it's like to tour, and the experience of that, and obviously they get to meet lots of other bands, like either similar to them or higher up, like the bill, which is also really exciting. So it's like in its third year, and it's something we're really proud of. Like,
It's just another example of how it's a local festival that really, really cares about the local area and the people in it. So
and it's really nice to see as well, especially because like the 2 previous women, and so last year's it was Harvey, Jay Dodson, and then it's Crystal twice before, and they've had sellout tours now. I mean, we always say, right, when you're massive, you've got to come back and headline. When you're too big for us, you've got to come back and play a set for us.
And I think it's really lovely. Like Mackenzie, the winner this year, she's our first female.
Yeah.
Hopefully
so
not the
not
last.
Definitely not.
And it's that kind of pop alternative style, which is I think really nice and different in the kind of current sound of music.
Yeah.
For, these new youngsters coming through. So yeah.
We think she had a good time.
Yeah, she sounded. She looked like she had a great time.
a proper launch pad for a career. Then,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to that. And really looking forward to the comedy this year, so that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Moved on to main stage, so that'd be exciting.
I had a great time in the comedy.
I
tent
know,
last year.
we really enjoy having the comedy
Yeah,
there.
comedy is fantastic.
So I think that'll be really interesting to see on the big stage, big screens and everything, so more people can watch, because it was so popular last year.
It was packed.
It was packed, and so we realised that, you know, this is something that everyone wants to get involved in. So that's really looking forward to that. And also, like, obviously with the site changes, we've got like the new premium areas, the hideaway and the gardens. So really interested to see how that looks in its new form, like new decorations. So yeah, so like with the site changes for the seed events and new stuff, we're really looking forward to seeing how it comes together on site, because you can plan, but sometimes you just don't know how it's going to look. So we're looking forward to seeing how it looks on the ground, you know, which would be nice.
Yeah.
And see how the festival goers enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that would be a nice one. And then obviously all the lovely food, just general festival stuff really, and the weather obviously. Fingers crossed, and if it's a beautiful day, I'll eat about 3 dinners.
Yeah.
From all the different food stalls, that would be good.
Any highlights for you coming up, or highlights over the years? Who are you most looking forward to this year, if you get to see them?
I was going to
I
say,
imagine
for us,
too-
it's a
Are you
different
too busy?
Yeah.
We'd often do a little drive-by, don't you? Like
Yeah.
walk by and look at something, because, you know, we're just constantly lapping. Like on a daily day for us at the festival, it's constantly lapping the areas and just making sure everything's working okay. Like, there's no issues here, everybody's having a nice time, but so you don't really stand and stay in any one place too long. But for me, I am a massive Palace fan, so I'm really looking forward to seeing Palace, or at least 1 or 2 songs. And also I really like Last Dinner Party.
Right.
So lucky I did go to Truck myself though last weekend, because I thought I need to see them
in
before
case
I'm
you
at
can't
work, so because I won't get to see them. But
Yeah.
I think obviously Fat Boy was a huge highlight for us last year, and then with the Virgin boat going past with Pompey written on it, that was quite a special moment actually. That was really cool.
I think my first year? Maybe my second year. Sam Fender was probably a massive highlight for me that year.
Yeah,
I thought that was fantastic.
That was incredible.
I think one of the only times I think I've ever seen a crowd
That big.
go that big, and gave me goosebumps on the hairs of my arms stood up. That was amazing.
Yeah, there's something about him, isn't there?
Yeah, it was just a
quite
fantastic set.
personable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that was like different job roles this year. My job role means
Not so much in the,
I don't get to go out and see a lot, but if I could, I would have loved to see Block Party. That would have been my big one. But I love the idea of Masioki for everyone this year.
Yeah.
I think Masioki is going to be such a great highlight every day.
So it's like mass karaoke.
I figured from the name.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
Just double check.
How's this going to work?
So they put it up on the screens, and they're this band is like they're all kitted out in kind of glam rock, and then it'll be on the seaside stage, and it's just really fun. Like, it's a big sing along. So I mean, we went to see them before for Christmas, and we were like, wow,
This
it
is
was
great.
just top tier fun, and just everyone
Good energy and good vibes. Everyone was really
that would
enjoying
be
it.
really good.
I think that sums up Victoria's top tier fun. Really. Good.
I'll take that.
We'll take that, yeah.
Top tier fun. So, what's your favourite Victoria's moment?
Oh gosh. Probably going back a bit, but I think 2016 maybe, the Manic Street Preachers played. I've always been a massive fan of theirs, and to see them here.
They were on the Common, weren't they?
They were. It might have been the first year of the Common.
Yeah, big stage.
So
Big band, big stage.
Yeah. So that would probably be my highlight, but it's always a good time, you know. So talking of this year's festival, are there still tickets left?
There are indeed. Yes, you can still buy tickets for this year. Day and weekend tickets are still available, I believe. So if the weather is looking great still, so yeah, come on down. We are still online. Head to Victoria's website. Get yourself those sweet tickets.
And we've got the app now. So
Yes,
you can,
and the app.
so
Yeah.
you download the app and you can plan what you're going to do on the day. So you can see who's on, who's when, what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The app's really great. It's got a really good map that's gone live, I think, today. Just at the time of recording, which has got you can see around the site of where everything kind of will be and little kind of important points. So yeah, it's a good one to download.
Brilliant,
I think it's GPS, so it'll work. I think in offline mode and in airplane mode or something. So yeah, if you're if you don't know where you are and you need to tell your friends, it's a good app to have because obviously we're a big site, so
There we go, guys.
very handy.
Get your tickets and your app for top tier fun.
Yeah.
So we always finish off these podcasts by asking our guests what their favourite place in Portsmouth is, or favourite thing to do, or recommendation for Portsmouth.
So I'm an absolute sucker for a sunrise.
Yeah.
So my favourite thing to do is to get up early and go for a sunrise walk, and I would either do this along Eastney Beach or Hillsey Lido. Speaking of new sea defences, so yeah, I would love going along, just walk in and then they walk past up to Fox's Forest or from Eastney up to Southsea just in the morning. It's so peaceful.
It's great up there
It's-
around the Lido, isn't
yeah.
it? All that whole walk.
It's just
Very-
so nice now, and like with the sea and just the sun, it's just
Yeah.
peaceful. And then you just forget that you are in a city sometimes. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is just bliss. Yeah, like give myself a little hour before the day begins. Yeah, so that's what I like to do in Portsmouth.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm like the night owl version of you because I'm a sucker for a sunset. So, but
Yeah,
in,
yin and
pretty,
yang.
but in like pretty much the same route, like Eastney, I think, from like the toilets down towards the pier is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like say, like you forget sometimes it's on our doorstep, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
We're so lucky.
So lucky. And then I would probably now one of my favourite things is to just take a picnic blanket and sit on those new sea defence steps at the castle.
They are
And
great,
just
aren't
outlook,
they? Well,
like,
we've already plugged these, but
I
yeah,
know,
they-
it really
is.
it's the back support for me. We
Yeah.
sit on the big step.
Oh, getting older.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can stretch your legs out. You got back support,
Yeah.
but it's just the view. I think just overlooking the
Isle of
island.
Wight,
yeah,
yeah.
it's really really beautiful. They have just
On
they
a
have done
calm
really
day
good
today,
job.
today the sea is
Yeah,
flat
it's
as well.
beautiful.
It's really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Just
So that's
like you said, we're so lucky to have that as part of the city,
Yeah.
To be like a city and then have the beach and the coast.
Yeah.
There, just it's perfectly located.
Yeah.
Can't fault it really.
And Eastney as well. The all the like flora they've let
I
grow
love
Yeah.
the flora.
Isn't
Yeah,
that better?
Yeah,
it's
it is.
like that bit of nature still.
It's just lovely
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
I think when you're from Portsmouth and you're coastal, you'll always be coastal, won't you? You love it. But I think our beach kind of just beats a few other beaches. I think because it's our beach. I think it's still Portsmouth's beach.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah.
like it's really beautiful and it's nature and it's not ruined by lots of tourists. Tourist attractions.
Yeah.
Just
Other people should definitely come to
But
see though.
come,
Yeah.
but just leave it as you found it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shaping Portsmouth does promote Portsmouth as a
We want people to come as well. Visit Portsmouth. Visit Portsmouth. But,
It's not in the hours
but
of like
visit
5
it in
a.m.
its
Yeah.
natural state.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not between the hours of 5 and 7 a.m. when
Yeah.
we're out walking.
That's great, guys. Thank you ever so much
Thank
for
you,
coming and
Steff.
talking
Thank
to
you
us.
for having
Pleasure.
us.
And I will definitely be at the festival in a few weeks. So looking
you
forward
there.
to it.
Yeah.
See you there.
We'll see you there.
This podcast was brought to you by Shaping Portsmouth, working to make Portsmouth the #1 UK city in which to invest, live, learn, work and visit. To find out more, please visit shapingportsmouth.co.uk. This podcast was supported by Spark Community Space and Portsmouth Community Lottery.